The most dangerous lies are the ones you've been conditioned to believe are absolute truths. Every day, you witness the people society celebrates as powerful. CEOs who dominate rooms with endless talking, celebrities who broadcast their achievements across every platform, politicians who fight tooth and nail over every point, experts who respond instantly with unwavering certainty. Their approach to power seems obvious, natural, even scientific. But what if everything modern society teaches about power is fundamentally wrong? 2,500 years ago, Buddha articulated principles of human relationships that directly contradict our most cherished beliefs about power and influence. These 7 principles weren't hidden because they failed. They were obscured because they threatened systems that profit from your perpetual striving, your constant broadcasting, your endless fighting for recognition. While modern society urges us to speak constantly, broadcast our achievements, react quickly, fight for recognition, fit in everywhere, trust prematurely, and question everyone's motives, Buddha's timeless wisdom suggests a radically different path to authentic power. Modern society preaches a gospel of perpetual expression. Always speak your truth. Share everything. The more you express yourself, the more authentic and powerful you are. Social media has become a confessional booth where oversharing is rewarded with attention. The therapeutic culture encourages processing everything through endless words, as though silence itself were a disease to be cured. Yet Buddha's teachings on right speech suggest a profound counterpoint that many interpret as, if you talk too much, you appear weak. The most powerful forces in nature operate in silence. Gravity needs no voice to hold planets in orbit. The depths of the ocean remain unutterably quiet, while the shallow waters crash and foam. Those who embody true power speak rarely and intentionally. Neuroscience confirms what Buddha intuited. Human brains instinctively value what is scarce. When words become rare, jewels rather than scattered pebbles, each one gleams with significance. A business executive once explained himself endlessly to everyone around him, his choices, his feelings, his reasonings. Believing this made him more accessible and trustworthy. When he learned to speak half as much and listen twice as deeply, the world around him transformed. People began seeking his counsel. His words became seeds that grew in others' minds. His presence in a room became like that of a mountain, silent yet undeniable. This principle of restraint extends beyond our words to how we handle achievements. Modern society commands, if you achieve something, broadcast it, post your wins, make sure everyone knows about your success. A strange alchemy has occurred in our time. Visibility has been transmuted into value. LinkedIn humble brags and Instagram highlight reels have become the standard currency of worth, as though our accomplishments gain meaning only through others' recognition. But Buddha's teaching on non-attachment suggests a powerful truth: win quietly. In the Dhammapada, Buddha teaches that the victor breeds hatred, highlighting that broadcasting achievements often create separation rather than connection. The quiet victor understands that drawing attention to accomplishments diminishes their value by making them dependent on the fleeting attention of others. The mountain does not boast of its height, it simply rises. Ancient martial arts masters never demonstrated their deadliest techniques in public tournaments. They understood that true mastery reveals itself only when necessary and remains veiled when it is not. Psychological research confirms that those who constantly seek external validation experience less satisfaction from their accomplishments. Their joy becomes dependent on others' reactions rather than their inner sense of purpose. A professional athlete documented every step of her training online. When she pursued her journey privately for a single month, she discovered she had been exercising not for strength, but for applause. Without the digital audience, her progress became a sacred pilgrimage rather than a public performance. This quiet strength extends to how we navigate communication. Modern society urgently commands, respond immediately. Don't leave people on red. Quick reactions prove you're engaged. The digital realm has constructed a cathedral of immediacy, where speed is worshipped above all. Notifications pulse like demanding heartbeats. The priesthood of productivity teaches that silence signifies disengagement or insignificance. Yet Buddha's teaching on equanimity, upekkha, offers this wisdom. The person who remains silent controls the situation. The oak stands unmoved, while lesser trees bend in every breeze. The mountain does not rush to answer the chattering of streams at its base. This principle creates sacred space between stimulus and response, what psychologists call the pause, but what Buddhist practitioners have long known as the womb of wisdom. In negotiations, masters of human dynamics employ the silent close. After presenting their position, they embrace silence. Almost inevitably, the discomfort of that void compels the other to speak first, often conceding ground. This isn't manipulation, but natural law that Buddha perceived centuries before modern psychology named it. A corporate leader is renowned for her thoughtful pauses during crucial conversations. While others rush to fill empty spaces with sound, she receives words like a deep well receives raindrops. Her team treasures her responses, precisely because they emerge not from reaction, but from reflection. This measured approach extends to conflict itself. Modern culture glorifies the fight. Never back down. Stand your ground. Fight for what you believe in. Society celebrates those who strike back, who plant their feet and refuse to yield. Films elevate heroes who triumph through combat. Political discourse rewards those who draw the most blood. The collective mythology insists that strength means engaging in and winning conflicts. Buddha's teaching on kshanti, forbearance, suggests something revolutionary. True strength is not fighting, but transcending. This isn't becoming a doormat walked upon by others. Rather, it's recognizing that engaging in certain battles pulls consciousness downward, like a bird abandoning flight to wrestle with a snake. True power resembles the eagle that soars higher rather than descending to fight for carrion. Consider water encountering a boulder. It doesn't assault the stone head-on. It flows around, continuing its journey unimpeded. Water appears yielding, yet shapes canyons from solid rock. This is the power of transcendence over confrontation, not opposing force with force, but rendering it irrelevant through superior movement. A couple stood at the precipice of divorce after 15 years together. The husband manufactured provocations daily, crafting barbed words designed to initiate conflict. When his wife discovered transcendence and ceased engaging, not by suppressing her truth, but by expressing it from a higher vantage point, something shifted. He discovered the impossibility of fighting alone, and together they forged a new language beyond combat. Transcendence extends beyond conflicts to the environments we choose. Modern society demands network widely, be adaptable, fit in everywhere. The more connections you accumulate, the more valuable you become. The doctrine of universal belonging reigns supreme. Constant pressure to transplant oneself into any soil, regardless of composition. Social expectations demand the chameleon's gift, to change colors with every branch, to shapeshift for acceptance. Buddha's teaching on right livelihood suggests, if you feel lonely in a crowd, that is not your place. This acknowledges an energetic reality that modern society frequently denies. A rose cannot bloom in the desert, no matter how much it tries to adapt. When alignment exists, solitude brings peace rather than loneliness. Conversely, being surrounded by hundreds whose frequency mismatches your own creates isolation more profound than physical solitude. Research confirms what Buddha intuited: when humans fit in by suppressing their authentic nature, their bodies rebel. Stress hormones flood the system. Immune function diminishes. The body reveals what the mind may deny. That misalignment exacts a biological cost. A professional attended networking events that filled her with inexplicable dread. believing success required her presence. When she finally honored her intuition and withdrew, relief washed through her system. More surprisingly, connections that genuinely nurtured her growth appeared naturally, as though the universe rewards authenticity with true belonging. This principle of honoring inner truth extends to relationships themselves. Modern connection experts proclaim, immediate vulnerability is the gateway to intimacy. Share your deepest self instantly to connect authentically. The vulnerability industrial complex has flourished, transforming earned intimacy into performative revelation. Best-selling books insist that boundaries are evidence of trauma, that authentic connection requires immediate emotional exposure. Buddha's teaching on mindfulness cuts through this delusion. Do not easily trust people. This isn't rooted in cynicism, but in discernment. Recognition that authentic trust cannot be manufactured through immediate disclosure, but must be cultivated through consistent demonstration over time. In the Sigalovada Sutta, Buddha offers detailed guidance on recognizing trustworthy companions, emphasizing observation over time. In nature, no creature survives by immediately trusting every other being it encounters. The deer remains vigilant. Trees communicate through underground networks, but only gradually extend their root connections after chemical signals confirm compatibility. What modern society labels as walls, nature recognizes as essential discernment. Psychologists confirm Buddha's caution. Premature transparency often leads to what therapists identify as trauma bonding. Intense connections form quickly that frequently develop into unhealthy attachments. True trust resembles a bridge built meticulously, each plank representing a promise kept, a boundary respected. Yet even as Buddha cautioned against premature trust, he recognized the equal danger of excessive suspicion. Modern thinking elevates cynicism to virtue. Question everything. Trust no one completely. Everyone harbors hidden agendas. Having tasted deception, many swing to the opposite extreme, perpetual suspicion that sees shadows in every corner. Critical thinking morphs into chronic skepticism. Intelligence becomes equated with finding flaws and maintaining impenetrable guardedness. Buddha completed his wisdom with balance. However, do not doubt too much either. This illuminates the middle path, the narrow bridge between blind trust and paranoid suspicion. Excessive doubt proves as spiritually draining as excessive gullibility. It constructs an invisible prison where the suspicious mind becomes both prisoner and guard, watching for threats while missing connections that could nurture growth. Behavioral sciences document what Buddha intuited. Societies with higher trust levels demonstrate greater productivity, innovation, and happiness. The constant vigilance of suspicion demands tremendous energy that could otherwise fuel creation and connection. These principles reveal truths about power that directly contradict modern society's most cherished beliefs. While modern society sells an exhausting performance of power, talking constantly, broadcasting achievements, reacting quickly, fighting tirelessly, networking endlessly, trusting prematurely, and doubting chronically, Buddha identified the effortless power that emerges from alignment with deeper principles. True power resembles gravity rather than lightning. It doesn't announce itself with flash and thunder. It operates constantly, invisibly, drawing others into its orbit without striving. It doesn't demand attention, but naturally commands it. Those who embody these principles often report a profound shift in how others respond to them. Their words, though fewer, land with greater impact. Their boundaries, though clear, attract rather than repel. Their presence, though quieter, fills rooms more completely. Yet the most significant transformation occurs internally, an unshakable centeredness that no longer depends on outside validation. This is power that cannot be given or taken away because it emerges from alignment with timeless truths rather than temporary tactics. If these ancient counterpoints to modern wisdom have illuminated something within you, join our exploration of timeless truths by subscribing to this channel. Which of these 7 principles resonates most deeply? Share your insights below. For those seeking to embody these principles more fully, discover our meditation guide for integrating Buddha's relationship wisdom in the description below. Remember, the greatest power lies not in what you pursue, but in what you release. Not in what you proclaim, but in what you embody. Not in what you demand, but in what you have become.